Welcome to Public Global. I'm Neelu Vyas. Today is 22nd May and it's 1 month to the terror attack in Pahalgam where 26 innocent lives were massacred by the dreaded terrorists. Even 1 month down the line, we do not have answers as to where those terrorists are. Have we been able to kill them? No answers on that. Strategically and diplomatically as well, have we succeeded or failed? And the Operation Sindoor, which was mounted by the government and by the armed forces, has it been successful? And the biggest question is, have we been able to avenge the Pahalgam attack in the real sense? Joining me now is political analyst and international affairs expert Mohsin Raza Khan from the Jindal University. Thank you so much, Mohsin, for joining. And my first question to you is that today we've completed 1 month of the Pahalgam terror attack. The first question which everyone is asking, have you been able to avenge the attack in the real sense?
Well, in the sense that we have put some costs on these Pakistan-based groups and on the Pakistan military. We have done some, people believe we have given some kind of deterrent action. But has it changed their behavior? That's quite doubtful. I doubt they'll change their behavior. And we have also, by doing this action, we have also increased the risks of a future war, conflagration.
Right. So, Mohsin, there are two statements now coming in, one from the Prime Minister and one from the Foreign Minister, Jaishankar. Foreign Minister has given an interview apparently to some channel where he has said that, yes, we have been able to identify who those terrorists are. And Prime Minister Modi was seen saying कि हमारे रग रग में खून नहीं सिंदूर बह रहा है. This is what these two statements have come in. And today, as I said, we've completed 1 month of the terror attack. Now, are we to believe in these bombastic statements made by the Foreign Minister and Prime Minister Modi? How credible do they look?
They don't sound very credible. They seem to be for his own political base, because there is a danger, as I pointed out, that by directly attacking Pakistani army bases and air force bases and their radar sites, etc., we risk that in the next conflagration, they will do the same to us. That is, we have been short on fighter aircraft technology, which has cost us at least 4 aircraft, according to my sources in the Air Force. But overall, because of our attacks on their airstrips, on their hangars, and on their air defense sites, we seem to have an edge over them in missiles and air defense missiles and ground attack missiles. But both sides will now try to fill those gaps. India will rush to fill its deficiencies in aircraft and AWACS and whatever the kill network is called, electronic warfare. And Pakistan will similarly seek to go to China and try to fill those gaps. And so in the next round, we might start off straight away with missile attacks, because India initiated missile attacks very early in the crisis. India fired BrahMos, India fired Hammer and Scalpel, so which are French missiles. And so the response from the Pakistani side might be next time to straight away start firing missiles, because they have been bested this time, but they will fill up those gaps and they will be ready. They'll be expecting this from India. Neither side mobilized its ground army. So neither India mobilized its ground army, neither Pakistan mobilized. So the expectation is that even the next round will be largely a missile and drone attack war. And so we risk escalating very quickly in the next round, which means that there could even be military deaths, there could be civilian deaths, and miscalculations can happen. We could even end up in a conventional war, a full-scale conventional war.
Now, this high point of this entire 1 month, of course, has been the claims made by the American President Donald Trump, where he said that he's the one who brokered the ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Then the other high point, of course, was the Foreign Minister saying it in an interview that we did send out messages to Pakistan saying that we will attack only the terror camps and not the military installations. Now, Do you think that question still has been addressed? We do not know. Donald Trump today again he's made that claim, and in the last 11 days, this is the eighth time he said that he was the one to have brokered the peace deal between India and Pakistan, and that's because of the trade compulsions. What would you really say to that? Are we going to have any answers, or Prime Minister will continue to keep quiet on that?
No, America has definitely helped in this crisis. Now, how much did it help is not clear because Indian side is not revealing what exactly transpired. Some people are saying he was pushing on open doors. That is, both sides, India and Pakistan, were ready, and therefore the US didn't do that much. Others are saying no, it was a crucial role right from the beginning of the crisis, in which America helped to keep the crisis to lower levels of conflict. But I'll tell you something. In fact, I'll share with you an article from the Times of India from May 12th, which says that according to the ANI press release, uh, Jaishankar our foreign minister was in contact with the Americans. This could not have happened without the prime minister's approval, even before the attacks. That is, 1 week after Pahalgam, they were in touch with Americans saying that we will attack Pakistani-based terror camps. So Pakistan was kind of forewarned that this attack was going to happen. And I think that is what led to the loss of those 4 or 5 planes, because Pakistanis were ready when Indian Air Force pilots went up. Luckily, we didn't lose any of our pilots. But I don't know how wise that move was to forewarn the Pakistanis. Some people think it was required because they are both nuclear powers. Um, but to expect that Pakistan would not retaliate, even if you told them you should have been ready for their retaliation, it appears we were not ready for their retaliation, which is very unusual because any country, however small, would retaliate to a violation of its sovereignty. Even Bangladesh would have retaliated, leave alone Pakistan. So I think it
Right.
shows overconfidence on our side.
But what about the strategic and the diplomatic positioning of India? Now, statements coming out from the foreign minister, then Modi keeping quiet on various things. Do you think that this entire Operation Sindoor, of course, the armed forces have put the best foot forward, but despite that, it is the strategic and the diplomatic blunders which have taken the sheen out of the whole operation? Would you agree to
Yes,
this?
absolutely. And we have over politicized our army and our armed forces. This has never happened before. Even the army doesn't know how to respond. We saw that in the crisis or the controversy over the Golden Temple, where the army, under pressure from the political leadership, kept saying that the Pakistanis were trying to target it. And therefore, we put up air defense batteries in the Golden Temple, whereas the SGPC and the Granthis there denied it. They said we didn't ever give any permission to put up guns here in the Golden Temple, and there is a lot of politicization at various levels of the army, and it this is leading to two other problems. That is, we might be provoked into attacking more than we need to attack, thereby provoking a reaction from the Pakistani side. The second problem this is leading to is that in the international arena, we are looking like aggressors, and therefore no foreign country is standing with us, despite big claim by the Foreign Minister Jaishankar and Prime Minister Modi about how their diplomacy has had reaped benefits, hugging people and whatnot that they had been doing. No country is standing with us, whereas Pakistan still has support from China and Turkey. And also because, of this constant Hindu-Muslim communalization of the country's politics, we are having an effect outside as well. Even outsiders are perceiving us as a Hindutva government and not as the old secular India. So people are kind of ambivalent. You can see the headlines in the Financial Times of London saying that this is a crisis fueled by two religious strongmen. Now imagine the Prime Minister of India is being equated with the Army Chief of Pakistan, Asim Munir. So sadly, there's also a weakening our own internal uh, uh, policies. It's weakening our security internally, because the intelligence that we used to get from the Gujar Muslims and the Bakarwals in Kashmir is not coming forth, as A.S. Dullat pointed out, because of the communalization and the many incidents that have happened, which you can read about over the last few years. And we're having a similar problem with respect to Bangladesh. So our security is kind of threatened. So we have to cool down on this constant Hindu-Muslim politicization, and even the symbolism of constantly, invoking sindoors and stuff like that. As you know, there have been more than 186 hate attacks on Muslims after Pahalgam, and the Prime Minister should have spoken on that, should have said a word about that.
But I'm sure this politicization and this is a deliberate politicization by raking in the Hindu and the Muslim sentiments. Why do you think that the government is doing it despite knowing it very well that it has so much to lose internationally? I mean, the multi-party delegation has gone to various countries. What are they going to say? And especially, will the questions not be asked on what Donald Trump is constantly saying, that he was the one to broker the peace, and all these MPs, the so-called MPs who are part of the multi-party delegation, what is the face they'll have to answer such questions if they get confronted by the press in those countries?
Absolutely. They are going to face not only those questions which you have just mentioned, they're going to also face questions about how many aircraft were lost. And in all this process, the kind of disinformation that has been spread both by official and non-official sources and our television media has been recognized abroad. So what is going to happen is they're going to say that, look, what is believable and what is even our credible claims now are not believed abroad, actually, because of this kind of misinformation. India has become a global center for misinformation, according to both the World Economic Forum at Davos and many other agencies. India is the number one source of global disinformation, and there is nothing being done to curb this. Because of this, we lost the narrative war with Pakistan. So, actually, our missiles performed much better, our air defense performed much better. So we had actually an edge in round two of this battle. If you say if this was a two-round battle, the first being when the aircraft fired missiles on Pakistani terror camps. And the whole world knows that Pakistan does support terror, and yet people are not taking our side. And yet people are saying, look, this was an even match, which it was not, because we are hiding our losses. We are not holding press conferences openly, unlike what the Pakistanis are doing. And so, because of this, not only will our delegation face questions on this, they will face questions on Hindutva. I'm sure they're going to face questions on India's neighborhood policies. Uh, so I don't think these foreign delegations will have as positive an impact as people are imagining right now. Because outsiders have made up their mind over several years of watching the Indian government and the BJP perform. They are not going to overnight change just because of a presentation or a PowerPoint made by our MPs.
No, but Mohsin, this 1 month, what has it taught India? We have laid bare ourselves in terms of strategic management. It seems that we have failed. Diplomatic management, we have failed. Investigation hasn't reached anywhere. We still do not know where those terrorists are. What is NIA doing? I was told that NIA is looking into the case. So what is NIA doing? Is it not the failure of our national security advisor? It's a collective failure of the defense ministry, home ministry, and the national security advisor. So what does one say to that?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the failures are even more than what you have counted. The biggest failures are that we are being seen as an aggressor abroad. Because abroad, what has happened is now they have again internationalized the Kashmir issue. India and Pakistan have been hyphenated by Donald Trump, and now they are being both seen at parity. He is praising the leaders of both countries equally. And the problem is, if we assume that people are going to blame Pakistan for the terror that it's inflicting, the way the international community sees this issue is very different. They are basically concerned about a possibility of what happened precisely in the terror incident. They are more concerned about our attack there, uh, air attack there. Second thing is, what they are concerned about is they don't see Kashmir as just a terror incident. They see Kashmir, that is, outsiders see Kashmir as a dispute between two sovereign nations. So how the international community perceives the Kashmir issue, how the international community perceives the possible nuclear conflict is very different from how we at home perceive. We don't see the nuclear threat as a big threat, but abroad, this is the main reason, because a nuclear threat will affect the whole globe. You know that famous study which was done in 2019 by uh, the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, which says that if there is a nuclear war between India and Pakistan, global temperatures will fall by 5 degrees. global sunlight will fall by 30%, and global food production will fall by 30%, creating millions of people dying of famine across the world. So the world sees the possibility of a nuclear war with horror, and hence they want a solution which is not warlike. They don't want a violent solution. So when India launches a violent attack on Pakistan, of course, it's in response to a terror incident, but the world does not see this as justified. This is the problem, because they are more concerned about a nuclear fallout.
Right. So 1 month down the line, my final two questions with you, Mohsin, that uh, so how does the world see India today? And of course, as far as Operation Sindoor is concerned, we do not know what are the kind of losses we have suffered. I don't even know whether officially we would at all ever come to know about the losses, the number of aircrafts we have lost, or the number of casualties we've had on our side. I don't know about that. But where has it brought India? I mean, after this 1 month has been like a roller coaster ride for India. But where has it brought India in the eyes of the world and in the eyes of the people within our own country?
Well, in the eyes of the people of our own country, there have been two different responses. One set are very aggressive. They want further war with Pakistan. And in fact, they are criticizing the government and the prime minister on having backed down. This can be seen in the kind of rumors the BJP IT cell is spreading, that the reason the prime minister backed down was there was some radioactive leak in Pakistan. The IAEA has denied it. The International Atomic Energy Agency has denied any radiation leak or any hit on any Pakistani nuclear site. Second set of people in India are those who are relieved that there was no war. They don't want a war. They don't want the costs of war, both in terms of life loss and money loss. So those people are relieved within the country. So there are two sets of people within the country. Abroad, India has a mixed bag. Mostly people have now forgotten the actual incident. They are more worried about possible aggression and war. So the attention has gone off the incident. Unlike in 2008 Mumbai attacks, when the attention remained on that incident, and then Pakistan had to pay a heavy price through the financial sanctions the international community brought on it and stuff like that, which went on for years. Now the international community is basically focused on the Kashmir dispute, on the possibility of nuclear war, on things like that. And in a way, Pakistan has got an escape clause, an escape ticket out of the situation.
So I don't know what this multi-party delegation now will be doing when they are traveling to various countries and how the narrative is unfolded. But we'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Mohsin, for joining on Public Global. Thank you.
Thank you.